everybody, we're gonna roll the die and see who gets to remind us what happened last time.
Okay.
Roll the dice.
Roll the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I knew it was gonna be me.
Oh, Rochelle, what happened?
What happened? There was a flower festival. I remember there was a flower festival, and it's the first day of the flower festival, so me and my acolyte went out to try and steal stuff, and we went to a house.
It has a lot of rugs.
It has a lot of rugs, and she is terrified, and it's fine. We didn't find much. However, the rest of the characters decided to go with the messenger that was like, nah, there's a thing. I don't remember this part as well. And they went to a cave, and there was a crazy cultist that was like, there's something! Ah! And that's all he said.
The call.
The call!
Raise the call.
Talked to him for way too long.
Go deeper.
And yellow
yes,
face or yellow blue.
Oh, and he broke the chest.
Yeah, he broke the
the chest.
Oil inside.
And yellow.
And now it's just really oily and gross and just a massive mess. Yeah.
And we beheld this statue.
And that was about it.
That's the statue he was praising, by the way, if you didn't see it.
It's pretty.
It's terrifying.
It's not a mind flayer.
That's Slender Man.
It's not Slenderman.
It's his father.
He's not wearing a suit, at least. And it has a mouth?
It does.
It could be
They're
Slender.
There you go.
How would you tell?
Or the guys that think you forget things on Doctor Who.
It's true.
Maybe, who knows?
So you didn't actually
Maybe it's
see that.
worse, who knows?
Those things are freaky.
Okay.
All right. So we come back to everybody goofing around in the cave.
Except for us.
Minus Yala, who has disappeared in the dark behind you guys. When you left this room, she didn't come with. You might want to get your guys up in turn order, because we're about to go further. All right.
I will keep my tail.
We're going. We'll just conspire.
Yala's disappeared, and you four are back in the main room of the cave
Something's
entrance.
gonna happen.
Where you guys gonna go?
There's only one way.
Yeah, so I think we're all in agreement we're gonna leave the cave, right guys?
Okay.
No.
Just kidding.
Oh, okay, got it.
Just kidding. No, so
I did not catch that. I was like, what? When did we talk about this? I don't want to waste time. No.
well, we all got together before you got here. No, so we're gonna look down the hallway that we have yet to go down.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna do anyway.
All right, you gonna look down it? What do you want to do? Looking down, are you trying to roll?
Investigate it.
All right, roll investigation, D20.
Okay.
All right.
I should check one of those dice.
Yeah, same. Investigation, you said?
Yep.
17.
It's not bad. All right, you see this hallway's pretty dusty.
Okay.
There's no prints. There's no nothing. It's a very uniform hallway all the way down, and it goes for about 20
All right.
20 feet, and then it opens up into another room that you can't really make out, but you know.
So we can't make anything out in the other room.
Yeah, it's even darker than where you are. It's so dark, in fact, that you can only see some of the kind of stone floor and dirt in the middle of it.
Okay, I'm gonna go
Do
down.
I still have my
I'm gonna
light
go
on
down
my
the hallway.
staff?
Yeah, it lasts for.
You do,
Okay.
but that's localized. This is far enough away.
Oh.
Your distance is what, 40?
Yeah, that's a 40 foot.
Yeah, no, definitely. You see some light spill into the end of the corridor, but so the room hall is not the biggest thing in the world.
Okay, so I'm gonna start heading down the hallway.
All right. As you approach closer, Grog, you see
It was only
that there is a sort of
free.
small gap about 10 feet forward between some of the stone and some of the other stone. Small tick.
A gap.
Yeah. So the stone you're about to go onto is a little lower for 10-ish feet than the stone at the end of the hall. If you want to do something,
I'm going to.
If only we had some rogues to deal with potential traps.
I'm gonna investigate
Well, you guys left
that
without us,
stone
so,
that's
yeah.
suspiciously a different height.
We didn't even know you guys had left.
you're going to investigate it.
I'm going to investigate it.
Okay. Let
You
me,
didn't tell us you were living.
This is true. But we
Push some buttons.
We
Do I roll another investigation check?
Yeah, roll investigation.
Another one?
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is active.
Okay.
And you didn't say anything to anyone?
I had not a good one. I had
How not good?
8. Well, it's not like the end of the world, but...
You just see the gap. Looks like solid stone to you.
Can I throw a torch at it?
You're gonna throw a torch at the ground that looks like regular rock.
Yeah.
Just Grog, what are you doing?
Or smash it, one of the two.
Yes.
I mean, you pointed out an object, so...
He needs to
You
add
just like look. It's like a crack in the sidewalk.
Okay.
Okay, as he throws a torch at
Would
him,
Grog really do that, or is this just meta, Josh? That's the real question you're gonna have to ask.
He would look at it and he'd be like,
There's the ground. I'll hit the ground.
yeah, probably. No, okay, fine. I'll walk over the crack to break my mother's back.
All right. Well, it's gonna happen then.
this is why we let you go first.
This is never. There was no escaping it here. Okay, I tried, but nothing.
Your character did not
something to the rest of
Yeah,
us.
you could have said, hey, look, it's lower here. We've all been
And we all could have like
Oh,
kind
no.
of given a good glance at it.
No, that's not fair.
But you guys would probably pick up on that by him throwing a random torch at it, and
Did you commit to that?
Well, you want to throw the torch? Okay, just throw the torch if you want to.
it's a hole. He's gonna throw a torch at the hole.
It's not a hole.
It's just a small crack in the.
There's a crack in like the tiny edge. It's like the kind of thing that a mouse might get into. It's not a very big crack.
Okay. Well,
Are you still throwing the
I
torch?
feel like I was confused by the initial description of
That's
this.
fair. That's why I'm talking more.
I will continue walking down the hallway,
All right.
and that's my final offer.
All right. Everyone else, can we keep walking?
Yeah.
All right. Then I'm gonna have the first 3 people roll a DC dexterity check.
DC dexterity.
DC Dexter.
Well, you know, it's a.
Oh, it was a critical fumble. No! I was third in line for this.
Hey, two!
Oh boy.
Y'all are so dead.
I'm sorry. That's hilarious.
This is what I get for rolling right off my
What would you roll?
What did you get?
One.
One.
Are you
You got a
just
one, and what did you get?
if you have
Oh no, I got a 5.
You got a 5?
It's the
You guys
Well, I rolled
Okay, I
a
go
got a 5. I got a 5.
straight into the ground as the trap you're on was built for a little weight, but suddenly the floor collapses beneath you and you fall about 20 feet. So you guys,
Just nearly avoided death there.
let me roll for your
Any
damage.
damage until now.
Roll for what?
Rolling for damage that I'm going
Has my
to.
character
Oh.
taken any damage?
Yeah, I feel like it's
How
unfair
many
though. If they
D6s?
got ones, I should not take as much damage as them. Okay.
No, they're taking double. You take 5 damage.
You should take some
Just
damage.
Grog.
Isn't it D6 per 20 feet or 10 feet?
10 or 20.
That could be, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
so
roll D6 for 20.
2d6
2d6?
for a
Yeah, but they did
20.
natural fail, so they're landing bad.
That's true. They naturally fail.
I
Holy
think
cow.
the damage would just be doubled after the first one, right? Since it's a crit.
Yeah. Well, that's the point. Is I'm gonna roll 4d6
yeah, yeah.
instead of 2d6. So that's 14, Warren.
That's all of my health.
Really?
Warren is dead.
Wrong. He's unconscious. He's not dead yet.
Okay.
Saving
Fell
throws.
down a hole,
How
and
about
now he's dead. Oh, that was very anticlimactic.
17.
It wasn't
I'm
critical.
still alive!
Wait, what is the total HP that Warren has?
I have 18.
He took his full HP and damage.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, so
You landed on your neck.
how much did I
basically.
take though?
It was a critical
You
fumble.
took 7.
I think I said a 5.
You took 5 then.
Okay. I'm just double checking because you were rolling a couple times. So.
I had to roll like a ton of dice, man. 5. We'll just go with 5.
All right.
All right, you guys have taken a whole bunch of damage, and a bunch of you are at the bottom of a 20-foot pit. Luckily, there are no spikes.
Hallelujah.
I have a rope
Tell
for
that
this
to my
reason.
broken neck.
Everybody has a rope for this reason.
So I'm gonna.
But
Yeah.
you're the only one up top.
I am going
So
to
I-
spike a rope.
I have skills in acrobatics. Does that help in this case?
It doesn't help you if you fail the dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Just checking. Okay.
Okay, well, I'm going to spike a rope so that people can get out.
Okay. He spikes a rope, and
I'm gonna,
I assume you have
I'm gonna
pittance
pick
and
her up
stuff?
and
I'm pretty
climb up the
sure.
You
rope.
have 1 HP though.
I do, but I can also carry like 500
that's the
pounds.
1 HP that matters, and he is a Goliath. He can carry things absurdly because he's half giant.
Okay.
Is it me you're carrying?
Yeah. And myself up the rope.
Okay.
All right.
I will also hoist.
I'm in my late 40s.
I will also
I
hoist
can't
myself
take
up.
this.
Because I don't
All
know
right.
what to carry.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're there.
He's the one that tripped
It's all
it.
good.
And so just Grog goes up the rope as well.
Yeah, we're all-
one
we're
day
all
2
up
times.
there.
Everyone's gonna climb up. All right.
What do I
I
roll
would say if I weren't
for that? Or do you
So that means
Roll athletics to climb the
Oh,
rope
good. I'm very
with
good at
somebody else.
that. I'm very good.
You don't have to roll if it's just climbing the rope because this isn't very long.
Oh, yeah. I got a.
But carrying somebody
23.
does cost. Yeah, that
22.
counts. You can just throw unconscious Warren and you're pretty bad off. You've basically almost broke your legs, but you managed to drag yourself up the rope and onto the floor. I mean, you're barely standing, but you made it up with Warren, and just Grog's up right behind you.
All right, guys. So that was fun. Warren's dead.
Entirely. And now everybody's a bit back here.
Is anybody a doctor?
Oh, I am.
Well, you're a nerd.
He's only mostly dead. It's very different from
He also
all.
has wings, so that
And you
was,
passed.
that was real smooth of you not to be, helping us out.
I know. He just stands and watches you guys fall.
Alright, so my character says, I told you we should have left the cave. That was the plan.
So, are you guys gonna do anything? Heal anybody? You know,
So,
Yeah.
how
before
long,
Warren starts rolling saving throws,
We'll just stand there and be
No.
like, well,
death
we need
throws.
well.
how far across is the chasm now?
15 feet.
15 feet. Okay.
Is there like any walls around it?
Oh yeah, it's a straight wall thing. There's about an inch of ground around the edge.
So we can tiptoe across.
That would not be an easy check.
Can I try?
Acrobatics.
Can I try? Okay, so the cultist guy
Okay, wait.
is.
Before
Man,
you
I'm
start
so
figuring
glad
out how to
that
cross this pit,
Mine's only 3.
figure out how to make me not dead before you start crossing.
Yeah, I might cast.
Priorities!
I might heal you.
You know what?
I'm very dead right now. He's gonna
You're not
join me.
very dead. You're just mostly dead.
Well,
Yeah,
tell
so
her
the
I'm
symbol of life gives you a healing
You're
bonus for certain spells.
Okay, well, I'm just waiting to see if he's.
I didn't
I have a
prepare
really good
spells.
plan.
I didn't know
Can
I
you
could do
heal?
that.
No.
Do
I
you?
didn't prepare spells. I didn't
He
know
does.
I
He's
could
a
do
cleric.
That's fine. Any spell you have on your list is
Chill
good
right
for
now, calm
prepared.
down.
Because he was with you guys when you were destroyed.
Hold on, guys. We're gonna start healing Warren before he
Okay.
has to roll.
Okay. That's good because I don't know which one.
D8 plus 4 according to this.
Don't drop the dice onto your character sheets. That was a mistake I made.
I still have a gold potion.
Dad must do that, right? I
9.
need like
So I wrote down that the red
More than half my HP back.
yeah, that's what I remember.
Did you get that? Did you count in the Disciple of Life bonus?
Yeah, that's what I
Cool.
chose.
Nice.
Right.
All right, guys. Warren's back from the brink of death.
Okay. How much HP does he have?
My neck. 9.
9. Cool.
And
Oh,
What do
I think you
What
2
happened?
down by a lot.
he died.
what you gonna do for
You're
him?
not
You're
He's at 1.
Okay,
It's
so
like disembodied voice that's laughing at you.
as you wake up, you wake up to the melodious sound of a cowbell.
Gentle cowbell.
And Greg's like, I want him back to life.
Like, oh,
What
my
music?
neck.
Why didn't you just play a bard?
Because he's a fighter.
Okay, fine.
And a lover.
Yeah.
Is there anything you
Yes.
can do for our life, by the way? Like,
You
Yeah.
could actually bring people back to life as a bard. You're very frustrating me,
Oh,
John.
okay. So
Like you can play
he's just killing
music.
everybody, right?
What do you do? Is you do
Yeah.
Yeah, he's healing people.
classes of
What'd you
fire
roll?
in a bar.
I'm gonna roll for him now. Yeah.
All right.
That's an 11.
11 hit points?
11, yeah, so you're 12.
Wow. Okay.
So there's
So
this
are you
gap
gonna
in front
cure
of you
my
guys.
wounds or
What
what?
you gonna do?
Yeah, you only.
I vote
5
HP.
HP.
I vote that we leave this cave immediately.
You should.
Okay. So my plan.
Does anybody second this vote?
No.
Now.
Hesitantly, yes. This sounds like an okay idea.
So as we're conspiring, I tell you guys my plan, which I've been brewing while playing my cowbell, trying to wake you up from the dead. The plan is, see that guy back there that's been falling out behind us? I say we pick him up, we wrap a rope around him, we throw him to the other side.
I'm just, as he's talking about this, I'm just gonna jump over. can do that.
And also, while he does that, this guy like creeps back and like lands around the corner, and he's giving you like these creepy cultist looks with his knife.
You do know that this doesn't help us cross.
You guys are gonna jump 15 feet?
He's gonna try.
He's gonna try.
Here's a Can Goliaths jump that far with a rope?
I'm looking at it. I'm pretty sure I can, but I could be
How
wrong.
high is the ceiling?
It's
It's
true.
not a high jump, it's a long jump.
You gotta get some height, or you can't go forward.
like
at all.
No, no.
He's a really tall guy.
If you have a good running start and your momentum is forward, then you could do a long jump as opposed to a high jump.
So, think how tall he is.
He can duck.
It's like jumping up a swing. If
Go find the pothole.
The swing is going forward rather than going up.
I want
it's
this to
far.
turn out bad.
Again, this does not define where the ceiling is when you jump off that swing.
No, it doesn't define where the ceiling is.
What's your
You have
strength
to
score?
identify
My
that.
strength score?
Yeah, what's your strength score?
Why my strength score?
For jumping.
He's jumping.
You're jumping, what's your strength?
17.
Okay. Nice.
Is there anything different? Because I'm not seeing anything different here, so I might not.
Yeah, you can jump that far.
Oh, I can?
Yeah. Because it's up to your strength
How-
if you have 10 feet to move back and jump, and I assume they'll let you.
So how tall is the roof though?
Man, it's about 10 feet.
And how tall is he?
I'm 7 feet, too.
He's 7 feet.
He's it'd be close.
To hunch.
It would be
Even if he hits his head, he's gonna hit the other side.
Oh gosh.
Rebound off.
Roll to see if you hit your head on the way.
Yeah, there you go.
What do I roll?
Just roll d20.
Okay, I would have.
This is to see if he makes the jump or if he hits his head.
Yeah, I
makes
I
the
hit
jump.
it.
Yeah, he's fine.
If he's not fails, he'll hit his head. I mean,
He
that's,
has 18,
that's obvious.
so we're fine.
18? No, he's fine. He just jumps over that like it ain't no thing.
It is 19.
So he basically he goes back about 10 feet and then he just like sprints and jumps
Plus 3.
this 15-foot gap,
Well, that's
which most
really-
people can't jump.
22.
That's pretty
If it's
far.
athletics, then it would be plus 5.
Okay, so now I turn to the other guys and I'm like, okay, now we go. I'm just kidding.
We do have ropes up both sides if he drops one. If he
So
would-
I'm gonna try and
I have a rope.
He has to be able to throw it back.
I'm gonna
better.
try and throw him my cowbell with the rope attached for waiting.
Nah, I guess roll athletics and then he'll get a roll tax and it's probably not the hardest thing you've ever
You're gonna
done.
let go of your cowbell?
What?
You're gonna let go of your
It's a
cowbell?
very useful thing, and I don't have a reason to mistrust it yet. What'd you get?
Yeah, he
rolled a
tried to
13.
steal it off of this person.
Okay, so you're fine, but what did you roll?
Gnomes.
17. Well, I have 5 plus 2 because of proficiency.
Nice. So he kind of whips it around
Clank, clank, clank.
and then
Yeah.
so it's like and then as it goes through the air, it goes clink as it goes, and then he catches it with another resounding clink, or does it like silence? What do you want it? Because you caught
I
it.
just start
well enough.
ringing it after I
See,
catch it.
Indiscernible because immediately there was ringing. So
basically.
don't know if it's
All right, so the rope's going across the gap.
Is there anything to secure it to that within sight on my end?
On your end, there's walls. There's sort of a rock. There's actually kind of a big rock right out here. Just out kind of at the end. That's what this little thingy is.
Okay. My rope is only 50 feet. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna tie the rope to this rock.
Okay. All right.
So we're gonna do that military shimmy where you like wrap your arms and legs around it.
Or tightrope walk. I was
Or
hoping-
since the
tightrope
Goliath's
walk.
holding it, maybe you could just like walk on the edge and hold the rope.
My athletics score will say.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys can get across this without any.
All right, so I'm gonna
difficulties now.
shimmy. I'm gonna now shimmy across the rope that's being held by the Goliath.
Okay,
Yeah.
you don't have to roll for it. Everything's pretty well taken care of. I just wanted to see you guys could do something.
And also keep a hand on my cowbell on the other side.
Okay.
So helping to secure the rope. Is there anything to secure the rope on this end?
Me.
There's a Goliath.
No, besides
All these beautiful steps you'll never know.
besides the Goliath. Is there anything more permanent?
See another cave room. And we'll get to you guys in a bit. We're gonna basically it's gonna be like this.
It's okay, we're not your favorites.
We
Yeah,
understand.
We understand this.
Well, when you go off on your own, so they'll find yourselves in a giant cavernous room.
Okay.
Now we go to the thief squad.
Yay! We need to get
Yeah!
What
You need to do a theme song for when we switch.
Thief squad!
I'm assuming there's like Crazy Burl and her face kind of like a Looney
Look
Tunes
up
style.
the
They like
names
zoom
every-
up like Batman and then they go back. Go to the theme. That's how we're going to
Batman's
transition
Robin.
this.
Alright, okay.
Alright, you guys are
know
back
what one orphan
in the
said
house
together?
you've been looting. And there's one last door that you haven't been to, Crazy Girl, and you're coming down the stairs from the 3rd floor.
Yes.
Alright.
So you're supposed to. I'm coming down the stairs as you're.
Is I just finished my business in the bathroom there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I forgot, and I was glad I forgot. Now I'm sadder for it.
That was a thing.
Oh, you don't want to go on there for a few minutes.
I wasn't planning on it.
Oh, that one out. Alright, we'll head over to this other door. And,
Alright.
I'll wait for Q before we go into it. Well, I'll test the door to see if it's locked.
Alright, you do, and it is very locked.
It's very locked.
Very long.
I like the sound of this. Very locked is usually a promising thing. Okay, well, since we got to unlock the last one, I want to have a little bit of a try now.
Good.
What am I?
You're technically better than me.
I guess so. Which is it that I'm?
Yeah, it would be sleight of hand, plus the proficiency for your thieves' tools. That's how thief picking works. As far as I know, lock picking, thief picking, yeah, I'm smart.
Thief picking.
That's how it'll work for now. If it's ever different, I'll let you know.
A +6 because I got 4 on sleight and 2 proficiency.
Oh yeah, but they're generally pretty hard, so go for it. Give it a 20.
Gotta find the best place to roll this. Okay, 20 says a 2 +6. It only makes 8. Why do I always have them terrible rolls?
So, sorry, what'd you get? I was doing a little eyebrow thing with somebody.
A total of 8.
Total 8. That doesn't do it. You sit there picking the lock until Ku joins you.
What's going on?
I can't get it opened.
You want to make the roll again, or does Ku want to take over?
I gotta do it again.
She
Redeem
has to
yourself.
prove herself.
Exactly.
To her master.
Yes.
Having issues.
No, I'm not. It's just one of those 2 to 3 time trying locks. You know, there you go. I got a 1.
Okay, you break one of your lockpicks. Just Skyrim style, and you're almost just like, it's just embarrassing. There's this loud as you do it, and you're just sitting there like, your lockpick's gonna be broken essentially, so you won't get the proficiency bonus until you can get a replacement, which you should be able to do once you've gone back and had some time to look around and, you know, talk to some of those contacts of Ku's.
My favorite lockpick. Okay, let me borrow yours.
No!
I almost got it though. It's a 3 times try and lock. You know, you gotta do it 3 times before you get it. I'm this close. I can do it. I know it.
Everybody's rolling once.
That's how you made it.
I was
She only
joking
broke her
about people
lockpick,
dying,
not
but
her.
now I'm actually worried.
Alright.
But what if you break mine too? Then we're out of 2 lockpicks.
Then I'll owe you one.
Okay, fine.
You should be worried. We
If
literally
you
did
break
have
it,
One.
Well, the chance of me
didn't
rolling
die.
another one. It's like a
Look,
1
she's just
in 20,
unconscious.
which is
You guys could have stabilized her, and she would have been fine after a
Right.
rest.
It's fine for
I'll give you one more chance.
Alright,
Well, if you're
Then
stabilized, you
it's
don't have
uncle.
to.
You got uncle.
alright, here we go. 3
And
times
he's a clerk.
the charm, right?
That's what I'm
Oh, I
here
got a 10 plus 6. Yeah,
Just 6, yeah.
16.
You don't get 8 or whatever. Wait, that's 6. Are you including the proficiency thing again?
I'm letting her use my lockpick.
Yeah.
Because
Oh.
you promised not to break
That's
it.
fair. I'll let it do that. Then, yeah, that'll do it. You kind of click around a bit, a little more cautiously than before. In fact, like almost awkwardly slowly. 'Cause
Because I don't want
you
to
don't want to
it.
break Coos.
No. Here's your lockpick back.
And, but eventually it snaps, and the door kind of swings a bit on its hinges. It's open.
Alright. Why don't you take a peek and say, since I opened it?
Perception check.
All right, you slide the door open a bit and give it a look-see.
So that's a 9.
All right, you look in and you see a pretty interesting room. There is sort of a table or some form of tables or cabinets along all the walls. On each side there's 2 different like cabinets filled with like little statues and little urns and little things like that, you know, sort of decorative purposes. But in the middle there's this larger table that has a more ornate set, and you would recognize this probably like there's some statues. There's one of the garden goddess right there in the middle, and it's pretty expensive. Behind it there's also like sort of a sunflower halo thing that's sort of like metal and worked gold. It's very pretty. It's pretty close to the wall, and there's you know a few other ornaments around, but for the most part, you okay? All right.
Wrong pipe, man.
Yeah.
Well, she fell down a pit and almost died, so I guess that's what's happening.
This is open. Just go ahead.
And there's also a little sort of handle thing sticking out of the halo for the garden goddess. And that's what you see in this room.
Well, I'm gonna walk into the room.
All right, you're just gonna walk in?
Yes.
I just love saying that. All right, she walks in and the rug pounces. No,
There's a rug. You didn't mention the rug.
you only rolled a 9.
Fair.
I was just kidding. So you do walk in. There is a very nice rug, but it's not moving. And you go right in. Where are you gonna go? What you gonna do? And is Brooke gonna follow you just in case?
I'm going to roll my own perception.
Okay.
2 eyes are better than.
You should
Yeah.
add a feature. You should add
Four eyes.
rugophobe. Fear of rugs.
Yeah, this too, you know, I'm especially looking out for rugs.
Disadvantage on all
now.
rug
Yeah,
checks.
that needs to be Googled.
Okay, I am.
If your rugs is a thing, it probably is.
There's rugs.
Josh, if there's something, there's a fear of rugs.
Rugs.
Trying to find where is the
You are now in
perception?
polyophobia.
Woo!
What?
Your skills are in alphabetical order polyophobic.
Oh, shit, they are.
Perception. Yep, there. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't have a very good one, do I? It's only a +1.
I didn't know
You're
that.
13.
But I thought about like, yes, those skills are in order.
I'm not very well.
Alphabetical.
So, I got 9 also, so I basically saw.
You saw exactly what you said.
Alright, well, I hope there's.
So there's a table, cabinet, and an ornament figure on the opposite wall.
Was it
Yeah, it's
enough?
sort of this table with this statue, and behind it's this thing that's kind of a halo of
And it
sorts.
has a lever on it.
Yeah, a
you
little
said.
lever sticking out, kind of at an odd angle.
I want to look at the lever.
You
Yeah.
go straight towards the lever?
Well, I might take a spoon off the table, if there's a spoon.
There's not a spoon.
Ah, what's on the table?
No, just little knickknacks of sorts, little other statues. They're very small. Most of them are wood.
I want
Like
to
a
take just a
mason
random one.
You just
As
grab
I
a
pass.
random one?
Yeah, as I pass.
Alright, let's see.
I should
Well, okay, you grab one, and there's a small, kind of little sheep looking one.
Wait, what happened?
From somebody's nativity. Add one to your guilt and shame.
Wait, what happened to the lever? I thought you were gonna go.
No, I'm on my way over
She is,
there.
she's
I
just nicking
pilfered
something
it.
before she touches things.
Ah, I gotcha. Okay, so with my 9 roll and looking forward to the rug, is that high enough to say that I see or do not see it?
You see this rug on the floor.
Okay.
It is ornate, it is very pretty, and it's not doing anything as people walk all over it.
Alright, I guess I'll go ahead and step on it.
Alright?
See the little, like, the toe dip in the water, you know?
Yeah, you gotta test it, you gotta sniff it, make sure everything's fine. Yeah.
Right. Poke it a little bit. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
I wish you guys had a 10-foot pole or something. That would be hilarious.
That would be
Well, I do have a crowbar.
It used to be a thing in D&D. You used to have 10-foot poles.
So I'm looking at the lever thingy.
All right, you want to investigate it?
Yes.
Roll investigation.
I shall roll investigation.
I love investigation. It's my favorite.
Hey. 17 plus 4 is 21.
All right. It's part of something mechanical. And it's kind of connected to the halo, which is actually sort of touching the wall. And there's sort of an axle that the halo's on that's right behind the statue. So you can tell this is sort of a gear wheel.
I pull the lever.
No, you can't really pull it, but you can't turn it. And as you
turn
do,
the lever.
you'll turn the lever and it will spin around. It's actually quite loose and just spins after, like, one direction you can't do it at all. It's, like, done. But the other way, it just sort of spins almost on time. It's well greased and everything. And, just gonna turn it all the way?
Yeah.
Okay. You do, and there's sort of this, like, clicky sound sounded from behind the wall, like you're turning more gears or more things. And you hear from downstairs, you hear a thump.
Downstairs?
Oh, did you hear that?
I think I did.
Yeah, from beneath you. Beneath the floor.
Quick, go check it.
You let loose a
Well, there's so many pretty shiny things in here. I haven't had a chance to steal them yet.
Well, you can always come back here.
Well, why don't you go check it, and I'll take some stuff. You
But
grab
I
this
already
sheet.
got the thing. I turned the knobby thing.
Yeah, you turn the knobby thing and you grab this sheet, so it's my turn to grab some stuff.
You're the acolyte.
Well, I want some pretty shinies too.
Okay, go downstairs.
Alright. Are you going downstairs as well, or you just stay there?
I want to take some stuff.
Alright,
too
we'll
much
get to
like
you in a
you.
moment. We're gonna go down the stairs. You're just gonna go back the way you came down.
I guess so, yes. The fastest way to get down
Alright.
to...
So you're going down to the first floor, and you're gonna go. Well, you're gonna be in, since you're gonna be taking the stairs in that room. And you see in one of the corners, there's a small trap door that has just popped right open.
Ah.
And there's empty darkness below, with like a little ladder.
Cool. Hey, Burl, I'm under the trap door.
And so you're gonna go in.
Yeah,
Okay.
well.
Then when you're about to go in, we'll go back to you. Now you're looting.
Okay. So what was all this stuff that was in here? Something about a fancy halo?
Yeah, it's connected to the wall. It's part of the gear wheel that she was turning.
Ah,
If you tried to steal it, you'd probably be having a lot of trouble. It seems sort of anchored into the wall.
Alright, we'll leave that one made then. But there was something fancy big centerpiece on the table.
It was a statue of the garden goddess.
Well, that was self
Sunflower face. This is made of solid gold, by the way.
Yes, I'm taking that
Or
one.
at least it appears to be.
I'm taking that.
It appears to be.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna loot that one.
Does she get any shame guilt points?
Oh yeah, she gets a shame and guilt.
Oh, well.
It's not a rite of passage. This actually, I'm going to make this hurt. Well, I'm sure like you'll encounter some divine presence
I didn't
eventually.
get any shame and guilt for stealing the old man's, what's it?
Yeah, because that wasn't like some deeply immoral thing as much as it was just like, really? this one is more of a like you've done something wrong. Something evil.
Shame guilt for reading that guy's diary.
Crazy bird
Because as you pick that up,
grabbed it,
the
stealing
light
my
gets
gold.
just a bit dimmer in your eyes.
So is there a way to negate
good.
shame and guilt?
Maybe.
Stealing a statue of Jesus,
Yeah, I mean, she's not wrong.
holding a sheep to sell it for stolen money.
Yeah, I didn't actually specify holding a sheep, but now it is.
It's holding a sheep.
Because she saw a small sheep thing too, and now it's like the most perfect thing.
I don't want to curse myself though. I think I'll put it back.
Oh, you do, but nothing happens. The light doesn't get any brighter.
Okay, well, fine, I'll just pocket it. If I've already cursed myself.
Gonna make it worse.
Alright, you done looting things? You want to just head down? Because that's about 10 pounds of weight.
Yeah.
So it's really heavy, so it ought to be real gold. Alright, and you're going to just jump down after Coop?
Sure.
Or are you going to just, like, gently climb down the ladder? I'm assuming you're not going to get hurt going down, but, you know,
You never know.
I just want to know how it's going to work. You know, Burl, just, how does she go down the dark hole?
I'm like, yeah, cool, you're down there.
Sorry, I have to sneeze. Yeah. I
I
don't
like
know
to
how
think
far
that
it is.
Ku actually had to sneeze there.
It's just like, are you down there?
Egad, she's been replaced by a sniffing doppelganger.
Yeah, I think I'll take the laughter now.
Hey, don't laugh, those are real.
Sniffing doppelgangers.
Well, doppelgangers, and they are not fun. So you're gonna go down, and then we're gonna pause on you guys for just 1 minute. And we're gonna go back to these goofballs as they go through this room.
So we're useless and they're goofballs.
Where would I put Shaman?
No, you're both goofballs. You guys are just in a house or they're in a cave.
I'm winning.
And I
of
repeat,
those,
is
but
there a
that's
place
also
I can
because I have
secure
no
the rope?
civic virtue.
Yes.
That you're at right now? Yeah, there's the cave wall next to you.
Is it like does it have outcroppings and stuff?
Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's rough cut stone.
So we can so we secure the rope to that.
Easy.
Okay. And then can we roll a perception check on the rope?
Absolutely.
I will look through the room.
Where'd all the dice go?
If everyone's going to search the room, if people aren't going to search the room, I know their perception scores.
What?
Are you guys all going to investigate this room? Like perception check this room?
I am.
See what you can see?
I rolled an 18, so yes, as a result.
So we have to roll still or no?
Yeah, you have, I guess you have to roll since this is active. 19? Okay. What did you get? 15. And what did you get? Unless your character would not.
I'm just gonna watch from behind because I'm kind of paranoid about that.
Alright, you're watching your party.
Cultists or not.
Someone's got your back. Alright, so you guys see a whole bunch of sort of uneven stalagmites, and this room is actually rather tall when it gets towards the middle. There's actually this massive sort of like circular kind of opening that might go all the way to the surface. You can't really tell. It might be that far up. But there is a massive chute going straight up in the middle of the room, and there's only one major entrance kind of towards your right as you're going in, but then this room also has a few boxes on one end of it.
So it has some boxes.
I just want to like sweet talk.
I've got deception
regular
is the one I want
boxes.
to use.
Oh,
So it has some boxes.
didn't really know.
Might be psychic boxes.
My
My deception and my persuasion.
They don't look like they're locked.
persuasion is 6.
They don't look like they have locks.
So my highest, my sleight of hand is 7. And my persuasion.
Okay. So there's that big hole in the middle.
What's that one?
Yeah,
Find the
In the
list.
middle. But then there's a bunch of stalactites
Around the edges,
on the
yeah.
top.
Sort of like
And
a
then
cave.
Is what it really was.
and then there's an opening up to this side.
Yeah.
I'll just set up a little.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's these things.
Are they actually boxes? Are they
Wants to
actually
open the
boxes?
box.
Actually boxes.
But I'm not
Start opening them before Greg goes and smashes
My
them
guy
all.
would be like smash and like run towards
I
them.
vote we don't open any of these.
Is there dust on the
I'm gonna
floor?
open one.
There is lots of dust on this
I'm
smash
gonna
one.
stand back here.
You're gonna stay over here.
I'm staying next to the Mr.
Hey, Doorbin, do you want to be peer pressured into opening the third box?
You guys running across the room?
I peer pressure
Yes.
you into not
I think they did.
opening.
Alright,
Because
well,
my guy is trying to go smash the box because they're smashables.
I mean, that's what you do, I suppose.
I'm true to my character.
I think you did that on purpose as a character. But I ain't gonna judge. Alright, okay. Everyone pick their chest, I guess, if they're going to a chest immediately.
We've already kind of laid it out.
Okay. Alright. As you guys do, you start to hear
They scoped it wrong.
wing flaps and you are ambushed.
Whoa, ambushed.
By a bush?
Not by a bush, unfortunately for you.
No, I'm pretty sure it's just that I kill a bush.
we are bush like we're so tired.
I am bush.
From running across the room.
And from this middle hole,
Ambushed.
you guys actually realize that what you couldn't see because it would be color-based and dark vision does not provide.
We're using light.
That's true,
We do have light.
but they were way farther up. And the point is, even if you
So
did,
what
a
point
whole
did
bunch
our-
of clumps of ash essentially just materialize into
Guys,
creatures.
we're in a volcano.
And you are basically beset on by a whole bunch of little smoky imp dudes that are really gross.
Oh no.
And they are cackling
Man, I'm glad I'm
madly.
not.
You hear a whole bunch of cacophonous noises, and some of them are really rude about it. Some of them, one of them's like, "Your mother!" as it like spits out smoke. And they seem sort of comprised of this same smoke as they belch it out. They're kind of like flying around and being absolutely obnoxious. And so everyone's gonna have to roll initiative.
19.
Oh boy.
That was good.
21.
It's like you knew it was coming.
Whoa.
19, okay. Who's next?
I've got, what do you
I
guys
got a
get?
21.
Mine's 11.
It's not very good initiative for them.
What's yours?
What'd you get, Torben?
9 plus
21.
Oh shoot, I'm going first.
9 total.
21?
So
Dang, so you're going first, basically. What did everyone else get?
So
I'm gonna
I
put
would-
Ku and Burrow to the side.
Okay. And it would be me and then Warren and Miguel is
And
just. Anybody got time for that?
So what'd you get?
9.
9. Oof.
And mine was 11.
If we do
And yours was 11? Not bad.
In comparison, it's not bad.
What's the big difference between 9 and 11?
That's the turn order.
11's like, not bad.
Okay.
All right, but they get the surprise round, and they are going to make their rolls.
Okay.
I wonder if they're necrotic.
Only one way to find out.
I wonder if
Alright.
they smash level.
That's what I
I wonder if they smash.
Let me see.
What if they're made
Okay.
out of They couldn't be smashed if they were made out of
All right, just Grog.
That's what I was made for. Yes.
Okay. 3 of those make an attempt, and none of them actually hit. They're clawing pointlessly at your armor, and they're just like insulting you and calling you names and being like, "You're ugly."
But the emotional damage is there.
You're ugly.
The emotional damage.
Your cowbell sounds stupid.
cowbell.
Just for that, I'm starting. Just for that. Just for that, I'm starting. I'm starting an emotional hit point level.
Oh shoot. So Nakia, one of them claws you in the back of the neck.
Oh
And
no.
manages to get like a crack and just sink with this like sort of
Dude, how did it get that
smoky,
high?
ashy claw.
Well, they got wings.
They have wings, they can fly.
Yeah, they're from.
They're flying around you right now like a whole bunch of demented bats made of
Not
smoke.
us, but
Yeah.
Alright, and so you take
Oh. We were already damaged from this.
basically
y'all are so dead.
The longer it takes him to figure it out, the more damage.
All because just Grog couldn't smash the trap.
you take
You should just put a guilt point on
okay, you
yourself
actually
for that
take
one.
about 3 damage. Do you resist fire damage at all?
I don't think so.
Nope. So one of his claws just burns through the back of your neck a bit, and you get this nasty burnt cut. Just ugh. And let's see. Since Warren and Dorban were back, they don't get surprised because they came from the middle of the room and they don't have time to jump those 2. And that's basically their turn. They managed to do 3 damage. Hey, what do you know? And now it's first of the turn orders.
Me. I don't like these things. I don't think they're going to communicate because they've made that very clear. So I'm going to smack the nearest one
All right,
because I'm not waiting for these to heal.
go for it. They're basically in hittable range, so flight won't help them. Dodge. Give it a roll, I guess.
I got a 12.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Nope.
How big are these things?
Oh, they vary in size a bit because they're made of smoke,
6 damage.
but they're about 2 feet, 2.5 feet. With their wings are about 3 feet long in wingspan. Classic imp.
6 damage.
6 damage.
That one in the face.
Okay, one of them takes a massive smack in the face, and his nose kind of like bends in because it's made of smoke, but it does like grab it, and it's like, why'd you do that? It's sort of surprised, and it backs off kind of a bit towards the corner. Take that one and put him in the corner because he's upset now.
My turn?
Yeah,
How high are they up above us? Or are they
they're just
right?
almost around you guys. They've been clawing at
Smack
you.
talking them back. I feel like
They will be definitely within your weapon range.
Well,
There's not really much room to fly over your heads, so they'll always be within your range this combat.
It's gonna be under the road.
Oh, what a
I'm
fun
going
combat.
to cast Chill Touch on the one that stabbed me in the neck with a claw.
Okay.
So I create a ghostly skeletal hand
All
that
right.
will grab him.
What's is that roll the save or is that your attack?
Yeah, it's just 1d8 necrotic damage. And it's at will. I don't know.
1d8. All right, give me a roll d8 then.
Is there a tip?
5 damage. Of 5 necrotic damage.
Dang. All right, so one of these gets grabbed and it goes as
One
its
actually
wing gets
arrived.
kind of gripped. All right, what
I
would you
need to
like?
roll to hit it.
All right, roll the hit then. Let's see if it does do that.
And I rolled a 1.
Nope.
I don't hit him.
This hand goes right by it and just like grabs the wall aimlessly, like the skeleton hand goes against this stone for a bit, and then it just dissipates. And this method kind of goes like, "Ha! Your aim's as bad as mine." As it kind of like lazily kind of flies around you, just like
Appreciate how self.
you can't even hit him.
I think I might just. Can I take one of your inspirations?
You can definitely do that to re-roll it.
Okay, I will re-roll it.
I'll basically count it as a different attack though for story reasons because
Yeah,
I just had a funny joke.
it was a very funny joke.
Thank you. Thank you. What'd you
I think
roll?
it's I rolled a 12 plus 15.
Okay, yeah, that'll hit it. So you throw this first hand, grabs against the wall, you throw a second hand really fast, like you just basically dissipate this one and yank it back and throw it again. And as this guy kind of lazily mocks you a bit as he's going around you, he gets nailed by it just out of nowhere, and he gets kind of pushed back a bit, but this hand's now gripping it, just like grabbing its wing, and it's like, that's not fair!
Yeah, so do you want me to keep that original damage, just 5 damage, or do you want
5
me to
damage will be fine if you want, but you could re-roll if you want, whichever's fine.
You know what would be really fun is if one of you start broke out in a dance
takes
and
5
sing it,
damage,
see if you can get the other
I just have to start keeping the
those
tally.
things to sing with you.
So one of them takes
Chilling down with the wild
Yep.
things and sing.
Does it move at all?
Dance.
It does not move, and it has disadvantage on its.
Yeah, it flails a bit, but it doesn't really get out of anywhere notable.
We know which one.
It's moving, but not anywhere
It's gonna
important.
be this one.
Okay, so this one.
Hacks.
I choose that. I choose you.
Pikachu, I choose you.
Okay.
All right, and next person in the turn order. Who's this?
Grog.
Just Grog.
Good old.
All right, just Grog.
Just grog.
He's gonna whip out his good old warhammer, and he's gonna take a swat at the nearest one.
Okay. Give it a roll.
Oh boy. Strength, right?
Strength. No, dexterity to hit. Dexterity to hit.
Well, that's still pretty good. 19.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay.
Roll for damage.
Okay. Damage is.
Based on the weapon you're using, plus strength, plus proficiency.
No, it's D10.
Since I know you're proficient.
D8. Okay. So, and then it's plus strength?
Strength and proficiency, yeah.
Okay. 11.
You nail this boy in the face, and it just goes. It kind of just like gets whacked, and it's like it doesn't really say much as it just makes this noise like as it's just had its face mauled for 11 damage.
Okay.
That method is considered bloodied now.
Okay. So, that was it.
All right, Warren. Well, actually, Warren goes after. Methods get their round first. Haha.
Fair enough.
All right. All right, that's 9.
There's still 9 of them, that's right.
A lot of rolling going on.
Oh no!
How many of those is that? Alright, let's see. Oh, cheese shits. Oh my goodness. Okay, as they're making attacks, one of them takes a swipe at Warren
That's a fork.
and manages to actually land it. They do a whole bunch of impotent things. One of them's trying to like nibble on somebody's helmet. If you can't tell, they missed a lot of rolls. But one of them does manage to take a swipe at Warren, and they're going to deal.
Poor Warren.
They're actually not a total joke. You take 5 damage. This thing just goes in and just starts like wreaking havoc on your face.
I have to do research on what my profession is.
Just claws, and it's just like, you're the ugliest man I've ever seen.
My charisma is -1. Warren is like, ah, my face, but also he's like, yeah, I mean, this is fair.
Yeah, okay. Oh man, Warren's too chill.
Ben.
He has a point.
Ben. What is that? What is the 9th thing about beauty? What is that called? From like first edition. Comeliness.
Yeah, it was comeliness. It was, or as I like to refer to it, the hotness stat. Anyway.
Nice.
So anyway, now it's Warren's turn. You have a method clawing your face. How you doing?
Oh, my face hurts. I'm down to 4 health now. Oh gosh.
What's your maximum?
Well, it was 14.
Oh, that way.
Alright.
Wait, what are you
She's
at?
at 4.
Yeah.
Now? She's at 4?
Down
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
9 and 5, so 4.
Alright.
Well, you know, this
Oh
is,
no.
this is how monsters do. They don't want to die or anything. They just, I mean,
Alright, I'm trying to attack him, but I rolled a 4 plus 2, so that's just 6, I think.
okay, that's not gonna hit it.
Wait, what do I add to shoot a longbow at him?
Well, it's gonna be kind of difficult, I think. But that would be Dex.
Okay, so
Dex
4
for
plus.
longbow. Dex plus proficiency. Since you're proficient,
Yeah.
it's easy to forget
7,
that.
8, 9. Okay, so that becomes 9 instead.
9, that still doesn't hit it. You're trying to aim a longbow basically at point blank range, and that's not gonna work.
Yeah, I'm like,
So you almost basically try to stab it with an arrow and miss. As this thing just caught your face and is kind of like all over the place, and there's wings and there's smoke. It's pretty vile.
alright, well, after I failed that, I'm
Oh,
gonna
it smells
try.
like campfire.
I'm going to move toward one of the boxes. Since
You're
I
gonna just
can't
sort of
shimmy
flail
across
towards.
fast enough.
That's your bonus action.
Yes. I
Alright.
can move 30 feet.
Yeah.
Is this 5?
Yeah.
10, 15, 20.
I'm just gonna warn you. You will be drawing attention of a lot of things as you sort of flail around and go there.
Alright, I'm gonna go the long way around then. I'm gonna
Okay.
hug the wall. I'm not gonna run.
Yeah, I just didn't want you taking like 3 sets of opportunity attacks.
Yeah.
You know, I just
Or
looking
5,
out for
6,
you
right?
people.
Should we do 6?
Yeah.
In your time of need, the divine voice from on high says,
Well, she's
take the
probably
slow
closer to
way
the wall.
or die.
Well, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Or else he'll
Okay, so she's right here.
To the wall.
Oh, to the wall. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Like I
Alright,
said,
that's
don't
it.
nerf things, so this was made for
Okay,
7.
that's okay.
Alright, go ahead.
Okay, so it's Logan's turn then?
Yes.
Yes.
Your turn.
I'm gonna find a different one and smack it.
Okay,
Oh,
there's
heal
one right
me.
next to you, so
Right, you ran away! I'm not
great.
running through the crowd.
she's gonna smack that one.
He.
He's gonna smack that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna smack a different one.
You're the cleric.
Yeah, the one you smacked is backed into the
I don't
corner.
see gender.
Yeah, that's why.
The one behind, the one right there is the one that Nakia's also hit, I think,
Another one.
with the chill touch.
Is that other one over there the one that hasn't been hit yet? Or is that the one that attacked?
Basically, you've only hit 3 of them.
Okay, so
Okay.
so
There's a whole bunch of just fine methods floating around being
this is the one that I hit.
chattering obscenities about things that they can't possibly know.
This is the one that I hit. This is the one that
I hit.
Nakia hit.
Yeah, that has a skeletal hand grabbing it.
Yeah.
So
So it has.
there's these 3 that are.
You would know it's a spell that Nakia has.
Yes. They speak
Yeah, I can't
common.
regain hit points.
Oh, they speak common. They speak common in a way only sailors can truly appreciate.
I don't.
Because the coach is a pumpkin.
Can I shout stop like really, really loud and put some charisma into that? Just like tell everyone to stop as loud as I can.
Attack rolls. So.
Because everyone here would understand it.
Everyone would understand it. Are you trying to use this command spell, or are you
No,
trying to...
I'm just shouting stop because it's very clear that nobody here wants
Alright,
this.
give me a...
Yeah, try insulting them back.
There's a whole bunch of stuff going on, so you're gonna roll with... you can roll...
I mean, it is a cave, so it's kind of echoey. Maybe they won't hear me.
I'll roll intimidation then,
Yeah.
with disadvantage,
Okay, that would have been a 20.
because there's a whole bunch of stuff going on and it's real loud in
That's
this
an 8.
cave.
So I got an 8.
You yell, but it's sort of like the methods around you are kind of like They see you yell, but most everything's still going on. There's a cacophony. There's like, still all the noise, and there's still insults. It just kind of is like there's a moment where a couple of methods are like, really? And then they just kind of go back to being a nuisance.
Gosh. Okay. I'm gonna attack the one that's between me and my target for healing.
I will take that as your bonus action though, because that was a potentially useful thing.
Okay.
All right.
That
Well,
one to the left. Yeah.
make your roll then, I guess.
Is that the one that's clawing my face off?
Nope, that's the one
I
that was left
fumbled.
behind drifting.
I got
You fumbled? You were trying to hit it with melee?
with a mace.
So you kind of run up and then you just aim at it, and this thing is just like, oh, it's getting really annoying now. It knows you're missing it, and it's just like, and it's just sort of cackling and giggling, and
You couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
well, as you just start swinging wildly, basically, it spits a whole bunch of smoke in your face, and you're going to have disadvantage on perception for the rest of the combat because your eyes are starting to water just because it's just nailed you with that.
You have bad trouble with like seeing things.
Apparently.
Alright.
It's not
That's all I
planned.
could do.
That's just how things turned out.
Alright. Knock you.
No, that's it.
Okay, it's my turn. I'm going to
Kill things.
1, 2, 3. I'm just gonna go over here, turn around, and cast Ice Knife on. Which one's most in the middle? It's probably this one. I'll
We
cast
should
it
get some
on
Benny Hill music
this one?
into this.
Yeah, I mean, I've been considering it. I'm just not sure if it's
11.
something I
Assuming
can.
11 doesn't hit.
Yeah?
Does 11
He's
hit?
rolling an 11.
It actually doesn't. As you hit it, it almost nails this thing. It dodges just barely, and you almost clipped its wing off.
Okay, now, any creature within 5 feet. So those
Everyone's
3
hacking. I'm just sure of it.
take
So these 3.
must succeed on a Dex saving throw of 13. DC 13 Dex saving.
What are you rolling for?
He was doing Ice Knife.
Ice knife.
He
All
used
right.
an ice knife.
Dex saving throw.
For these 3.
These 3 in the middle.
Well, let's see how well that goes. Wait, 11? Does that do?
D 13. DC
Yeah, no, that fails. That fails, and that fails. Hey, they all took it.
2d6 damage for all 3.
All right, roll 2d6 3 times.
If you get an open port somewhere where I can sort of charge this.
That's 8.
I might. I'm a bit busy, and I am sort of full up.
11.
I will consider it as soon as I can.
11.
11
You don't have a plug-in? It's
12.
just a port.
and 12. 8, 11, and 12.
Nice.
I didn't hit them, and I still did more.
Is one of
damage
those one that's already been hit before?
than-
Nope.
They're
No.
all new.
Shoot, okay, so that's 6 that are damaged, and 2 of those are bloodied. One of them's got just this kind of almost hole that's not healing up anymore.
Can I
And
put red dots for the bloodied ones?
sure. All right. That's Nakia's turn. Who's next? John? Okay, go describe.
So I am going to run because I noticed that Warren got hit really hard.
If you do run, that's going to take your action, I think.
That's okay. I'm gonna run over here.
Okay.
That would be 3, 4, 5, 6.
If you do, you will take an opportunity attack for 1 method.
Okay.
Is that still good with you?
I could look for that.
Oh, you're so funny.
I have,
Oh, does a 16 hit?
I have 18 armor.
Yeah, no, it doesn't hit. But
Yeah.
gosh darn it, it tried. This method, as you go by, just whacks your armor with a wing.
I'm pretty easily realizing that these guys can't hurt me at all.
Yeah, basically. Anyway,
At least one of them is gonna live.
there you go. So you're by Warren now.
And I'm playing my bell the whole way.
Cool. You see Razor Warhammer
Just
go run and yell, "Eulalia!"
Okay. And since I don't have any other actions, right?
You do not.
Okay. Then I'm done.
All right.
Okay, now it's the method's turn.
Now the methods go. What will they roll? Nobody knows.
Whose helmet will they nibble now?
Yeah, basically. Holy cow, 20.
Shoot.
Well, but Ben, a bunch of them aren't getting close to anybody anymore.
That's true. So they make about 4 attacks.
Because there's one close to Nakia here.
Yeah.
There's 2-ish that are close to Dorman. I guess there's this one. I don't know how far they reach.
They reach about 5 feet.
Okay.
So they have to be basically touching you.
Okay, so we got probably 2 next to.
All right, the one attacking. Let's see. The one attacking Dorban gets a 20 because that's closest to me, and I'm going down the line.
Don't die.
And rolls. Well, that's not very good. 6 damage actually. It wasn't good until they rolled well.
So Dorban took 6 damage.
So you take 6. As one of these.
Pencil now.
Well, here's a pencil. I'll go get another. And then one of them fails miserably to hit Grog, and well,
None of them are close to me.
one of them nails Nakia then, and that'll be the end of their turn. Because the one that's next to Warren is terrified that Grog is chasing.
Well, there's none next to her.
Oh, really?
She
Yeah.
ran away after that. After she got hit.
Also, the one that was clawing is next.
Oh, good, it didn't follow. Okay, I thought it followed.
It followed most of the way. I guess you kind of shook it off at the end.
Okay.
You guys have been confusing with my monsters. Stop it. 6.
Imagine
3 slash 3 fire.
That would have been.
If you resist any of those, let me know.
And it was 6 damage.
6 damage total.
I'm going to use my Stone's Endurance
Okay.
to reduce my damage dealt by 1d12
Alright, give it a roll.
plus 3.
You mean your damage dealt or the damage dealt to you?
Damage dealt to me.
Okay, cool.
11 minus, so I don't. How much was it? 6?
6, so you don't take any.
I don't take any.
You shrugged this off one, but I'm pretty sure that's like a one-time every long rest.
1 time per short rest.
Short rest. Fair enough. So he's kind of like, he took that one with like this Goliath, like, not today. In a way, it almost just made you angry. Alright. And that's the Mephit's turn. Could have been better, but they start to move closer to people.
Oh, okay, well.
That's to be expected.
A bunch of these hobos sort of start surrounding. Yeah, they may be, I don't know.
They're after.
They're starting to surround people and kind of like, they've kind of like got Dorban on his own, and they're kind of like clustering in on you guys.
Okay, from behind Grog, I'm going to shoot again. 18 plus some other things, so that'll hit.
Oh, she
Oh,
has
that'll nail, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Roll
go. I know he doesn't have damage on me, but I'm going for the one that clawed my face off.
Alright. It's right next to Nakia.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was.
This one because it moved after her. And
Basically, we're gonna pretend that's the one.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretending, and so that makes it lock.
There it is.
8 sides. Hey, what do you know?
Okay. Darn. Alright, so it did 5 damage.
5 damage. Oh, okay, so that one was bloodied, right? Or was
No, it wasn't. It was
No,
fresh.
no.
It hadn't had any damage.
it hadn't had any damage?
It was one of the.
It was the one that
damaged ones.
ripped my face off.
So
And-
7 are damaged.
Alright, and with my bonus, my other action, I'm going to try and open one of these boxes. Are they just crates?
They're just basically sort of a chest without a lock.
Okay, I'm gonna pop one open.
All right, you throw one open. You see a bunch of little storage things, a couple knickknacks. It's almost like these have been using these boxes. And there's a whole bunch of like little like stupid things, like a shiny rock here and like a little mouse bone there. But there's also
I know,
a half-broken tool or this or that they've stolen. Things that are valuable to you are probably, there's a couple gold coins, there's about 6, and there's a small bag of rations for food.
Grog, smash it.
Well, it's not my turn. But
It might upset them and set them in disarray.
I use my reaction to smash the things.
Yeah, I'll allow it because it's funny.
Okay. How many things get smashed? All of them?
All the things
How
get
many things
smashed.
are in the smash thing? That they
There's about 6 things to
Mouse
smash.
bones.
The gold coins are fine.
Okay.
because they're flat and they're kind of laying flat. And so smashing them just makes them coiner.
They bounce a little bit.
They just sort of like
It's already
tiny.
been a productive round. Being smashed has gone way up.
All right. Now it's Dorban's
I
turn.
appreciate that.
I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy and make my voice 3 times as loud.
Yeah, you could have done that before, couldn't you?
I didn't realize I could do that. I'm gonna shout stop really loud.
All right, give me an intimidation roll. My computer's decided to be intimidating.
Updates required.
What'd you get?
I got a 1.
Crit failed the intimidation.
Oh no.
Just the loudest voice crack you've ever heard.
Oh yeah, just and these methods, all this smoke has been getting to kind of your throat a bit, so it's actually this sort of wheezy, coffee voice crack of like, stop! And it's just really embarrassing, but you're glad that there's so many obscenities going around the entire room because, I mean, most of the methods look at you and they just sort of giggle to themselves. Like you've made their day.
Wow, at least someone's entertained.
I'm entertained.
You're not here.
And
That's true.
that was your action.
By the way, are the methods
Critical
upset
fail reserve
that their
is
stuff has been
so
destroyed? Is it
far
distracting them?
They don't care at all that you've seen. They're kind of just like par for the course. Like it's almost like they expected you to break their
Should I
stuff.
take this off because it's broken? Should I take this off?
Yeah, take that off.
Okay. Or I'll just flip it over. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Do whatever.
Alright.
Hey,
I think
go.
it's Nakia's turn then, right?
Yep.
Okay. Nakia.
We're about to go to the Team Thief.
There's a bunch of guys on me,
Should
so
we finish this round maybe first?
Well, we'll see what happens in this round, yeah.
there's a bunch of guys around, so I'm just gonna take my 2 daggers and hit 2 guys with my daggers.
Alright, roll the hit. Although there's only one that's really in range of you, so
really?
roll 2 hits on that boy.
Oh.
Daggers are light, they can do it.
Well, if that's the case, then I'm just gonna use my quarterstaff.
Oh, okay, if you want to quarterstaff it.
Fucking a quarter staff. No?
Quarterstaff is +5, so 10. I did not hit.
You don't hit. You whack this quarterstaff, and it just kind of goes like over one of them as it sort of sails under you. It's got a bit nervous. It was a close call, but it did dodge. And now it's just Grog's turn.
Alright, Just Grog takes his warhammer and swings it in like a mighty arc at all ones that in his vicinity.
A mighty arc?
A mighty arc. Roar.
Roar.
I'll let you see if you can hit. I'll let you see if you can hit 2 of those boys with one hit, though that's technically not legal.
Yes.
It's cool, so I'll let you do it.
What do I do? Add to it? Oh, I don't hit him. I don't hit him.
You don't hit them?
No.
You take this big old sweep, and they just kind of like dodge, and they're just like, what's this guy trying to do?
Because a 10 doesn't hit, right?
Yeah, no. It's close, but they're just kind of like,
I think it was
they're kind of like dodging just beyond your warhammer.
Okay, well, I guess it was fudging
My
anyway.
side is
I'm being
more
punished by the
stable.
gods of the game, so.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
All right. And so as this conflict gets a bit more crazy, and before the methods go, we're gonna go back to Team Thief.
Yay! Yay! What?
I don't want you guys to make more dice things. You stop that. That means I failed. All right, and so you guys have gone into this deeper, darker place. You're in a room that's dirt floor. It's probably some kind of basement thing. It's a little more poor, and those who are noble here, I'm going to let you have this because you're a noble. You would know this is probably servants' quarters.
Interesting.
This is like a servant zone. This is not where the family would ever go.
So why is there a trap door for the servant zone?
Yeah.
Because you don't want the guests seeing where the servants end up.
How did they get out?
Well, the trap door has like a little latch that it does, and that thing you did was basically a lock, a really elaborate lock. That's what you can tell when you go down.
So you just lock your servants in.
It seemed like not necessarily that it's for locking servants in as much as that's like an entrance they don't always use. You
So
know,
it's just a room?
it's a big old room. There's 2 exits kind of one on one side, one on the other, and you guys are kind of in the middle.
There's
It's
nothing else on
big.
the room.
There's sort of some boxes, but they're like really boring looking boxes. And
So we can tell there's nothing in them.
yeah, you can tell most of them are empty. And well, you do see footprints leading to the left doorway, like opening of
Go
this
check
room.
it out.
What about the right side?
There's no footprints leading there.
There's two doors.
Should we take the path less traveled then?
Because I assume if there's footprints that way, then it's like an exit or something.
Yeah. Alright, we'll take the one that doesn't have footprints.
All right. You go on, and you kind of just walk on in, and you come into another large room. This one's about 20 feet by 20 feet. It's pretty large for a basement room. And this one has a few more boxes. These maybe a bit more full, probably with more produce if you are intending to steal more produce. This is the storeroom. This is the later. This is where they would keep all their like foods in store. There's a lot of that.
Well, this place has been abandoned for a month. I'm pretty sure all this food is bad.
Yeah, probably.
So we'll go check out
Well,
the
I
other
mean,
room.
if you want to roll investigation, I'll let you know more if you're interested in how this room is progressed.
I ain't investigating. That is a nat 20.
Nat 20? Alright, you see that this food is a bit not as decayed as it would be if it had been empty for months.
So somebody's been...
It's still not been taken care of for about a week.
So we got ourselves a squatter probably in that other room.
As I go out, I pilfer fruit to eat on the way out.
Alright, I'll go up to the other door.
Alright, add a fruit to eat to your list of things. I'm just kidding, don't do that. It's gone the moment you're
I'm
done eating it.
And I'll throw up at the other door and be like, this is the police!
You open that other door, and it just swings right open. In fact, the door actually is in tatters a bit, and the door itself almost like kind of breaks, and so the hinges kind of turn, and the thing just falls sideways at this really awkward angle that like something had broken this door already, and you just broke it again, and you didn't really pay attention to that, so now this door's just sort of flat on the side, and you've made a bit of noise. But you're in the next room. This room, which I'm assuming this is the room with the footprints you were going to?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, good. And there are 3 kind of exits from this room. This is mostly a hallway.
It's mostly a hallway.
Oh, this is a hallway.
So the door's broken.
Yeah, I know it is.
So it's sort of like a cross shape. You can go left, right, or forward. And if you want to go to the middle and then take a look, I'll let you know what kind of directions.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll both do that.
What,
It's been
is it
hand-holding, but I
perception?
have to educate.
Is it perception?
Gosh dang it, why can't I just...
It's a perception.
Perception.
Okay, I got a 15.
I think I'm gonna change my dice. This one just sucks. I've got a 2 plus whatever the heck, so you know it's not gonna get high enough for anything.
Nope. You're just kind of like, well, plus it's also really dark.
Yeah.
I didn't mention this before, but you're basically blind too. So you're kind of holding on to Ku a bit. No. And Ku,
I just see darkness.
Ku sees that to the left there is a kind of regular looking door that you'd see regular houses have, not like this mansion's had. You also see to the right there's another door like that, and then if you go straight ahead,
There's just a regular door?
yeah, so left and right are regular looking doors. Neither of them have locks, and then you see the one straight ahead has this solid iron lock that's very solid. There's actually a couple bars on it. It's a reinforced door.
Huh. I think maybe you should knock on that door, make sure nothing's hiding behind it.
Well, you can't see it.
Well, no, but I would imagine you told me about it.
There's a door with a lock in front of us.
I'll go knock on it and see if anything's hiding behind it.
Yeah, okay. Go up and knock on the door. Ding, ding, ding.
There's no response. It's a soft knock, I assume, or are you loudly knocking?
I soft knock at first.
There is no response.
I'm gonna go up and I'm like, you gotta knock on it harder!
So she's knocking hard.
The door shakes a little bit, but not much. You're not exactly the strongest
No, I'm
halfling in
not.
this world.
No, I'm not.
Can we go in?
Yeah, you can. I'll let you go check that one first. You know, I don't want to break your lockpicks again. Well,
You broke yours.
I broke mine. Yeah, I don't want to risk breaking your lockpick.
What one am I rolling for? Is it sleight of hand?
To lockpick? Yeah. Sleight of hand plus proficiency if you have it with thieves' tools, which I assume you do.
Oh, well, I have proficiency in other things.
Yeah, but it's on top of because you're actually equipped to unlock it.
14 plus 7 is like 21.
Yeah, it's huge. That'll get in, but it takes time. This is not a simple lock. It's not something a normal blacksmith would have just made and sold. This is not a peasant's lock, despite being in the peasant's quarters. And it clicks open, and what do you want to do? The door's unlocked.
You got the night vision. You can see better.
That's true. So I slowly creak the door open and peer in warily. He's changing music.
I know, right?
Back to this one again. And so you peer in, and you see there's some decent beds. There's some decent kind of boxes. This is stored, and it looks like there's, just dark lumps. It's hard to make out color in dark vision because that's not something dark vision lets you do. But basically, you see a whole bunch of shapes around the room as you peer in, and most of them are crates or boxes or tables or beds or things you might need to survive or to live in this room for a while.
So it's like a bomb shelter.
Yeah, it's a bit like a bomb shelter. You would see this as more of a safe room. You're probably well acquainted with them. And there's a whole bunch of stuff lying around, though, like maybe it wasn't so safe.
Huh?
Yeah, a whole bunch of clothes here, a whole bunch of books there. It's a bit messy all
You
over
did
the
say
room.
something about this house. The owner of this house has been dead for about a month. I think whatever.
I didn't actually say that.
Some places have meant that.
Yeah, I thought you said that it.
There's a whole bunch of murders in the area that have been going on for a few months.
Whoa.
And also, this house has not been well kept for about a month.
Oh, that's what it was.
Alright. So.
But the vegetables, remember, have been replaced up to a week.
Something's living here. Something attacked the door.
I assume that I tell you what's in there. I'm like, there's strange lumps everywhere.
I'll call it into the room and be like, hello.
Use your charisma.
Yes, I use my charisma.
What are you trying to use charisma for?
I don't know, just to get a response. If there is anybody in there.
Alright, so you're trying to give them like a... anyone in there? Are you okay?
Hello? Are you?
Hello? I'm not breaking into your house because I'm bad.
Yeah, we're not.
We're just breaking in because we're green.
Alright, give it a roll.
Come on, little day. Ooh, 12's not bad to start.
Yeah, okay.
And then my charisma plus 3. So that makes it 15.
Alright, you call in and there's no response.
You want to try calling?
I mean, this room is actually pretty dusty now.
I'm just gonna walk in.
I don't like the sound of this music. Yeah, I'll let you walk in. I'll hover back
There's
the
an
door.
angry, there's a creepy bard around the corner just like strumming, and there's another one with a flute from the other side of the corner just like playing some like really eerie tunes,
Bro, I don't trust that music. What music? There's a reason she's crazy.
Exactly.
So I'm just gonna sneak in slowly.
Alright, so straight ahead is where the beds, there's 2 beds, one that seems for adults, one that seems smaller for smaller people, or children, small people. And there's a couple wardrobes between those beds, there's a couple drawers, and then there's a whole bunch of stuff lying all over the room. It's about, I'd say 20 feet by like 15, 20 feet. It's a bit, I guess, thinner than it is wide. And the door is kind of in the middle.
Okay.
Can I investigate for anything important or valuable?
You can roll an investigation check. Anything you're looking for in particular?
Anything important or valuable? Those are the 2 things that I'm looking for.
Okay.
Torch.
Nah.
Investigation.
You don't really see anything that sticks
It's
out.
11.
Yeah, you don't really see anything that sticks out on before. Are you going to check anywhere in particular in this room?
I'm trying to check out those lumps.
Well, so there's 2 beds in the room, or beds, a couple wardrobes, and then just a ton of stuff on the floor.
Yeah.
I'll check the wardrobes.
All right. So which
There's not
one?
looks.
There's 2 wardrobes. There's one on the left side, one on the right side, kind of next to a bed on each, sort of in the corners. Which one do you like to go to?
Left.
Child one, adult one.
Child one.
Aww.
Left is child one. You guys always go for the child's.
Okay, fine. I'll go for the adult so that you can
No,
have the child.
it's fine. Either one. Either one's fine. Just take your pick. What would Koo do?
What would Koo do?
Child things would be her size.
Let's have a rock, paper, scissors tournament.
Alright.
Ready? Out of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Burl wins.
What do you want?
I think I'll go for the kid one because it appeals to me.
Okay. I go towards the adult
This is how
one.
I'm envisioning those things that we are fighting.
All right. And as you go towards that one, let's see. It's pretty uneven footing. You know, a whole bunch of stuff on the floor. You're gonna step over things, stepping on things. How careful you gotta be on this stuff?
Listen to that music carefully before you answer.
I can't.
Is there
You know, because Koo doesn't hear it.
Well, it's funny because I put scary music on when there's not things, and then I put it on when there isn't, and it's like, ha 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 ha. But then there could be, and you'll
What
never
Koo
know.
would do.
I know, right?
I feel like if there's like a ton of stuff, like she's still gonna like walk on stuff, but like carefully walk.
Alright. You know, okay, so
Maybe you got a roll for it?
here's a pick. There's a whole bunch of sort of books and like some kind of almost broken glass on one side, and then there's a whole bunch of like clothes and, you know, bags that are thrown on the other. From what you can tell, like that's kind of the 2 paths you can kind of take. Pick one that you'd rather step on.
The clothes,
The
probably.
broken glass. For sure.
Alright, as you step on the clothes, it's kind of soft and saggy a bit, you know, because clothes. And
Close.
and as you go through, then you kind of notice it's like kind of squishy, almost grossly. It's like they're wet. And but you kind of go over them, and then you kind of go to
Do they
the.
smell?
This whole room smells.
Oh,
Dust.
I'm sorry.
It just smells like dust
Oh, it does.
and like just this old, nasty, growthy, you know, like ugh,
Like
week old mold
earthy?
smell.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
dead body.
Yeah, a little bit.
I feel like dead body would smell differently.
You'd
And
be
as a criminal, I
surprised.
feel like I would know the difference.
It's an incredibly pungent smell, but it's nothing that you can make out.
Okay.
I mean, unless you're really attuned, your character's like super used to smelling things of a whole variety, and then let me know so I can give you specifics.
She's a criminal, so
Yeah,
that's about the
Alright.
rules that I have.
but all right. So you go to this cupboard. Are you just throwing it open, or are you gonna? Okay, you throw it open, and it's mostly empty. Most of the clothes seem to have been on the floor, but there is a small necklace in it, on the bottom of it, just laying there like it was left there on accident.
Oh well, I will take that.
All right. As you pick it up, you feel something cold and clammy grabbed your foot
Oh
from behind.
yay!
Is it a rug?
Well,
Yes, the rugs are here for revenge.
I'm gonna look
And
down
as
at it.
as you look down, you see a hand. This sort of rotten, fetid hand that's just sort of dripping. And it's just clutched around your leg. And from beneath the clothes, there's kind of like a stirring shape that's like behind it.
Cool.
And now we'll do, before we do anything with you, we're gonna deal with what Pearl's doing so that we can see what she does. As Pearl goes to her cupboard that she went to,
Alright.
yours was a bit more open because, you know, the chill outside had smaller stuff. Let's see. So you didn't actually have to pick to step on anything really. There were small open spots you could do. Well, you know, it's the way the room was laid out.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. I like making.
50-50. Hey. And you're just gonna throw open the cupboard. This is before you'll know anything's going on with Koo.
Okay. Yeah, I'll open it. Just casually.
Just casually open it. As you do, this small kind of lump sort of slips out of the cupboard and falls onto the floor. And you don't really get a good look at it, but it smells like death.
I back the heck out of that.
Okay, but the cupboard's still open and that thing's just laying on the floor. There's just this small bundle of dead.
G'day.
What is this?
I don't think I like this room anymore. I don't know that I like this room to begin with, but I really don't like it now.
Alright,
to me?
and this is about the time that Koo gets to do whatever she wants. Koo, what's going on?
So I see the hand. I really just want to show the necklace down, like hand, and be like, "Is this yours?"
Another hand reaches out and snatches it from you, and the other hand, for a moment, like loosens its grip just a little bit, and you could try to escape if you wanted to.
Yes.
All right, give me a roll for strength.
Oh, strength?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's gonna suck.
Well, we'll see.
Yes, nope.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 2 and my strength is 1, so that's a 3.
You try and you kick, and this hand just kind of shakes a bit, and it's like surprisingly like grabs onto you again, a bit more like out of surprise. It's almost like you're your armor's enemy, and you like triggered a grab reaction. But you do not escape from its grasp, and you're starting to hear more things move around the room than just you and Burl.
Cool.
Great. Well, I think I'm gonna skip the idea of trying to investigate what this is and get the heck out of the room and close the door. But I grab Koo first and try to take her with me.
So what you're gonna do is you want to run over to Koo, grab her, and just run out of the room.
Aye.
Okay. So as you go, you are going to essentially take attacks of opportunity, and I need you to roll me some dexterity saving throws.
Got it.
Alright, here we go.
Give it a roll.
I got a 10 plus 4.
Yeah, that'll dodge.
Yay!
This hand just snatches at you from under one of the beds, the child's bed, in fact. It's
That's great.
small, thin, and very sort of almost feminine, but it does reach at you and misses. And as you go by, you don't have much time to look at it because you're running. And then you roll one more.
One more.
This is your last roll.
Come on,
that you'll have to
dice,
make.
don't fail me now. You have already given me enough bed. That's a 7.
Yeah, so as you're going by, another hand from under the adult's bed. This one is kind of from a lump of clothes that were almost hidden by the adult's bed. Reaches out and just kind of, it doesn't even grab at you. This one actually just claws at you, and it does cut.
Ouch.
And it deals 3 damage to you.
Ouch.
And that's going to be necrotic.
Oh boy, so I need to go get healed someplace.
Maybe. And so but that doesn't stop you from getting there, because you rolled well enough not to get caught.
Right.
Just enough for damage. Hey, what do you know?
Oh boy.
And so you grab Koo, and how are you gonna get Koo to go anywhere? Like, you're gonna just try and drag her flat out? You're gonna try and step on the thing grabbing her foot?
I think stepping on the foot of the hand is a good idea.
Alright, okay, roll attack.
Attack.
This is unarmed, because it's your foot.
Alright. Just go for the, yeah, 3, no.
You stomp, and it just does, like, you just miss. You just, like, stomp, like, ah! And you kind of miss entirely. I mean, you're kind of freaked out.
Yeah,
I can't blame you.
Well, freaked
now.
And you missed that stomp, but now it's Koo's turn, and the things are starting to pick up. You start to see like the things that were grabbing at you are starting to like crawl out from wherever they were, or like stand up a bit, and you're starting to see that they are people shapes.
Maybe we should just try and talk to them.
That's what I wanted to do. I'm sorry. It's okay, you're terrified.
Yeah, I'm a little scared right now. It's a good thing I have the bathroom. There's a
Alright, so you're gonna try to talk to them.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to use my persuasion to.
He's consulting sheets.
I want to
for this.
persuade them to one, let go of my ankle. helpful. And two, just
not
talk to
helpful.
us about what happens.
Yeah.
All right. What are you gonna say?
I guess the first one is, may I please have my ankle back?
All you hear is incoherent mutterings that don't sound like things any humanoid race you know makes. Blubbering and coughing and hissing and just all sorts of like noises that it's almost like they cannot speak and they are trying to.
May we help you?
All they do is gurgle in response.
They're dead.
Okay, you have to help us in some way. I can't understand you.
One of them spits at you. Roll dexterity save.
Enunciate. Dexterity save?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a 23, so.
Yeah, you dodge and you see a whole bunch of that black oil that you're used to now just splatter against one of the cabinets next to you.
Yeah, we should get out of here. We should really get out of here.
And you hear from down the hall, you hear even more like shuffling noises too.
Cool!
Oh, from down the hall, you said?
From back where you came.
This is fine. All is well in Brunegard.
This is fine.
Hey, it's the campaign name for a reason.
There we go. Well,
And as you guys are about to make your grand attempt to escape, I'm going to do what is basically a skill check. They're from 4th edition and I steal things from things. Basically, I'm going to give you guys a chance to get out of the basement really fast. That's not going to take too much time from everybody else, but it will also get you out of this horrible situation where you'll probably die.
Yeah.
All right? So what's going to happen is there's going to be a couple skill checks. There's like 2 or 3.
Okay.
And based on how well you guys do will be how well you escape, if at all.
Well, I do have cunning action.
You do.
that means that I do too.
You do. That's one of the things I'm counting in mine to even allow this to happen.
We are gonna make a break for it.
All right?
Yes.
So you guys are going to make
Whoever
a
versus the
skill
winner.
check to try and escape the grasps of these horrid things that might once have been people.
Yeah.
And you guys have to figure out a skill that you think would work to escape, but only one of you guys can pick that, and once that skill's done, it's done for the rest of this entire set of checks. So you use it, and then you won't be able to use it for the next one.
I'm gonna go for acrobatics, because that allows me to leap and jump and stuff.
You're going to try to use acrobatics to help Ku escape.
Yeah, that would be good.
All right, how would that work?
My acrobatics sucked. It was a 5.
You gonna try and like do something acrobatic?
I was thinking about acrobatics to head for the door, but as far as getting Ku out,
She wasn't thinking about that.
maybe a sleight of hand? Just slip
Alright, I
off
mean,
the hand that's
If you
holding onto
if
it?
you don't want to help her at all, I will let you use acrobatics to try to get to the door. But then Ku will have to make her own save as well, and this will be split. So you'll both have to make something.
Let's see. Maybe I could try using sleight of hand to remove the hand that is grabbing onto her ankle.
Sneaking it off.
Sleight of hand, just sort of pry it off with some kind of like precision.
Yeah.
I'll allow it. You've got hand. You're good with your hand motions. You know how hands work very
You
well.
reach out and
Basically, you're trying to pickpocket an ankle from somebody's hand. It's kind of like taking
Yeah.
something out of a hand. I'll allow it.
There you
Give it a
go.
roll for sleight of hand.
Okay, let's see. Yay! Hold on.
Please be a good number.
11 plus 4 makes 15.
That'll work.
Yay.
You try this cold, clammy, like, ugh. It's also kind of oily too. I mean, you know, it's kind of gross and stuff, and you get a little like on you. For a brief moment, there's this split vision of something you don't understand, but it's not really distracting you. And you and Q just get right out to that door, I assume.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so now as you're going down this hall, you're in the middle, and you start to see these other doors have just been opened, and there's shambling people-ish figures just sort of like slowly, almost like silently, soft footfalls, and they're just sort of dripping, and they're just sort of like walking sort of towards you in a little jittery motion. And you also notice that the way you came, the door, there is a one walking down that hole as well. This one is missing a arm. and it's just sort of like kind of walking towards you. And so your goal is to try and get out of this.
Alright, so how does that cunning action thing work for this again?
Cunning action.
Yeah.
That lets you use your bonus action to dash or disengage or hide.
Okay, well,
But it's going to be difficult to hide when you're in
I don't wanna
a
hide,
cross
no.
intersection and everything knows you're here.
but I'm thinking of dashing.
Okay.
Yeah, I
and
think we're both dashing.
You're both going to try to dash. That's going to be an athletics check to try and dash by this thing.
let's see where's my athletics. Oh no.
Or,
If you're going to try to like
or acrobatics.
Yeah, can I use
acrobatics, if you're going to do acrobatics, you're going to try and do something crazy like slide or jump over it or kind of like dodge around it.
I do
And that's
also
fun
have
too.
nimbleness, so if these things are bigger than
You
me,
do.
I can.
And so you can easily try to jump around
Yeah.
them, and it
Yeah.
would not be
Either of
disadvantaged.
those checks are lower for me.
You're both small, so I'll let it happen. You guys, so who's gonna make that roll?
I've got a 4 on my acrobatics. What have you got?
I only have 3 on both.
Alright, well, I'll go for acrobatics then. Let's try and run around here. Come on, please. Ooh, 19.
19.
Plus,
All right.
plus 4, that's 20.
So you're able to just, basically, you're able to just drag Ku and like sort of slip and like dodge your way around. You're both very small. It's not the most impossible thing, but you're able to lead Ku so that you can both dodge this sort of shambling zombie on the side that it doesn't have an arm, and basically like kind of, and it kind of turns in a place and really poorly and sort of like hits the wall with its face.
Plus 4 points.
Yeah, if you have points.
I think.
And
No, I'm just saying to her.
you're back in the hall where
This to me is
the
game.
actual room with the trapdoor was from.
Yeah.
And from the other place you had been, there's nothing coming, but the ladder is been essentially knocked off its hinges. It's been sort of broken. So I'm going to need Ku to figure something else out because Burl's a bit exhausted from doing everything, and I'd like to see what Ku can do.
Wait, do we have ropes?
You do have ropes.
We do have ropes. Trying to think the best way to do this. Wait, how high is it?
Find a skill. This is the third and
No, I'm
probably
just
last.
wondering if I could like hoist her up
It's
there.
about 10 feet. It's going to be difficult for both of you. You're a bit short.
Yeah, we are.
And I can't like throw her up. I don't
That
know.
would be either that would probably be acrobatics, only that's been done,
Yeah.
or athletics.
Strength.
Strength.
Yeah, that's
I
what
would
I'm
say
saying.
that.
Neither do I. I'm negative in my strength.
Athletics is the better version of strength.
Your worst enemy.
It gives you potential proficiency.
I mean, I could pretend to
Height.
be very athletic.
You could try, or you could do other things. Maybe you have some other skill that you could try to find a way to get up this ladder, or fix the ladder, or jury rig something else.
Wait, can we fix the ladder?
Well, maybe. Do you have like? Maybe you could use your rope and you could just like lash the rope onto it and like from above just throw it over or something.
I was thinking that, but I don't know if there would be any holds for the rope to catch on.
It's a ladder. I'm sure there's.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like tight to your
Oh
crowbar.
yeah, you could do
Oh
that.
yeah, I have a
Make it a
crowbar.
grapple.
Yeah, you could do that as in athletics. It wouldn't probably be the hardest thing. It's 10 feet.
Yeah.
Voice of Warren comes to your head.
Use the crowbar.
Use the crowbar.
Use the crowbar. Cool.
I'm pretty sure she told you to do that. in
I
one of the last
can
ones anyway.
pretend to try and do that because I can't think of.
It's
any
not even
other
pretend.
way.
Everyone can do an athletics check, even if they're bad at it. All right, give it a roll.
Wow. It's an 8.
Sinead, you throw the crowbar, it just bounces, and it's almost went up. Things are starting to like
Like you just go. whoop.
gather in the hall that you guys came from. It's like you don't have many more tries. What else are you gonna try to do? Because athletics didn't seem to cut it.
Can I roll in athletics?
Let's see. Let me borrow this for a moment so I can check the skill list real fast. Even though I have one right in front of me, I'm just blind.
What?
Just kidding.
That is my handy dandy crowbar.
Well, everything else has failed, so try religion.
Oh, we got a +1 in knowledge.
I mean, I have a great sleight of hand, but I don't know how that would help.
Can I
with this
try to
situation.
persuade the things to not kill
If
us?
you okay, so the way it'll work is I'm gonna let you guys be able to repeat if the other person did, but you didn't
I
know.
get that one.
So Acrobatics or athletics can be done if you didn't do it.
It's a lady with
But decide who's gonna do. Who's gonna try and who's gonna do what. I mean, if you have an inventive solution, I'm all ears.
Well, if I can I roll for persuasion to not only convince the things to not kill us, but to also help us put the ladder back so we can get out.
Well,
Voice of Warren enters your head like, don't do that.
based on what you know, they spoke incoherent gibberish and did not respond to anything you said before. It's unlikely they're going to do so now. I'm willing to let you do whatever you want, but
Well, they couldn't. They were trying to talk, but they couldn't talk. But could they actually understand us? Maybe they're just.
Well, no, because one spit at me.
Maybe he just spit because he was trying to talk, but he couldn't. So you know.
Very deliberate.
It's like that thing that
Come on, a creative solution. That's the best I got.
Crazy Burrow, you're like the person in the zombie movie who's like, dude, are you okay? Oh, do you need a hospital? Oh, like, oh.
I feel like
What about survival? Do you guys have good survival?
Nope.
I've got a +1. I'll send me too.
you could roll that. Survival skills would include, I don't know, building makeshift ladders or something, like building makeshift things for tools, and putting a couple sticks together is not
We can always
Reach
the hardest.
try.
What's left of the ladder? With the help of the crowbar.
You hear that via cowbell Morse code.
I will let you, also at this point, I will also let the other person help for a bonus, but that will forego their own action until something gets worse. So you guys have chances, and bad things are going to happen the more you fail.
So I want to apologise for the break in audio here. We had a bit of technical difficulties when we were recording this session, and it resulted in a lot of audio gaps. So in this particular instance, I had managed to succeed on a strength check and lifted Q up to the other half of the remaining ladder that was hanging from the top. And then Q managed to pull me up with a rope, and then we were back on the main floor and we were looking down in this trapdoor thing and watching as all the undead were gathering about the opening. And then it picks up from there.
Slam the trapdoor shut, and you run out of the house. Are you joining?
Yeah.
So you both just sprint out of this house?
What? That was fun.
I need to find somebody because I got scratched by a dead hand, and I don't think that's a good thing.
Yeah, that wasn't very good for you, was it? But as you guys are going down the street a bit, I assume you're gonna go down the street. Where you gonna head somewhere in particular?
Wherever is a medic or something.
Back to the inn, maybe?
Back somewhere where, like, back to the main side of town. There'll be more empty houses, which just sort of go on for a while as you go away from the center.
Sure.
All right. So as you're going back, you encounter the little herald boy that was sent to lead you guys, and he's like. He just sort of, he sees you guys and he recognizes you after a moment, and he just sort of like turns up towards the heavens. There's this moment of like invisible angel choirs and things that you guys can't tell. You just see this young guy go.
Or like what?
And so he runs over and he's like, the others were looking for you, but I didn't think I could actually find you when they asked me to.
I'll just go up and give him a great big hug and be like, you're so sorry.
Just so you know, he is taller than you, so your great big hug is adorable.
What was this?
The boy's still taller than them.
It's kind of like a waist hug.
I just latch onto his leg.
He's not that tall, but it's cool.
That's right.
We've been through a thing.
He's like,
he needs some effect.
he can't even look sick.
Don't go into that house.
No.
No, I don't want to. Those
except without it.
people are dead there. I mean,
Yeah, you could have told us that before.
They moved too. They're not just dead.
Yeah, they're.
he's like, he's kind of confused. He's not heard that before, but he basically takes that on faith. He's like, who knows? It's probably full of zombies.
Like undead.
And he's like, so in his mind, he's starting to like imagine this whole road is basically zombie town, and so he's just like, I'm going back to normal town. Like he's.
Do please. So I'll like lift up my pant leg and point at my ankle and be like, where can I get this fixed?
And he's like, doctor? He thinks it's like a multiple choice, and he starts like trying to like come up with something. He's just like, there's gotta be a better answer.
Just where do I need to go?
It's like, but the caves are very dangerous, and
Yes.
everyone else was probably need you
Yeah,
there.
they probably do.
And as
But
soon
I
as
need
you
to
come
get.
down to where we are, we'll have to kill you because you're infected now, and you're gonna turn laser now.
Yes, but before we go to the caves, I need you to tell me, or at least take me to somebody who can help me fix this.
Yeah. Maybe.
All right. Well, so if you do, you know that it'll be a while before that would just heal. Normally, you'd have to take a short rest at least and roll a hit die.
Maybe, well, I guess it's a hike.
You could basically take a hit die. Only you'd get disadvantage because it's gross and poisoned and infected.
Alright.
I'm just giving you that because it's a cool story and it's only 3 damage. So no matter how disadvantaged, you'll probably be fine. And
Well, it's in necrotic damage, so there's like no side effects, right?
And unfortunately, we lost the rest of the session from this point on. I don't remember exactly what happens, but from what I was able to gather is that we clarified that necrotic damage is just a type of damage. It's not anything contagious or lethal, so I was just fine. Once we clarified that, we were led over to the caves where Q tried to talk to that cultist guy. Pretty sure he's super wary about us. They probably mentioned something about the call. After that went nowhere, we crossed over the rope bridge. We found the others in the next room. The Mephits had all since then retreated up and out of the cave, and then it was just a matter of the 3 chests that were still sitting in the room, which I'm pretty sure Q and I and Grug were arguing over smashing and opening and whatnot. Basically ended with one of the chests getting smashed, Q looting about 2 coins at some point in there, not sure if it was before or after the smashing, and then the last chest opened up to have nothing in it. Surprise! So that was a lot of fun. And then we just decided to take a short rest in the empty room, and that's where we ended.